We begin at the surface with names you might remember: Rotten, LiveLeak, Ogrish, the early web's morgues of reality, where shock became curiosity and curiosity became habit. But scroll a little deeper, and the light starts to fade. There you'll find strange artifacts, beauty in chaos. Thisman.org, Galdruck's Temple, pages that breathe even after their creators vanish. Deeper still, language itself begins to break. ForgottenLanguages.org, whispering in code. YVETTE. sbridalformal.com, looping its madness like a dream that never ends. Somewhere between nostalgia and nightmare, the internet keeps its own ghosts. Tonight we open file number 032, The Forgotten Web, exploring the darkest websites that still exist and refuse to die. Before the internet became curated, it was raw. In the late 1990s, curiosity outran caution. Search engines were gateways, not filters, and three names defined the edge: Rotten, Ogrish, and LiveLeak. They began as archives of reality, footage too real for television, images too graphic for print, the places you went when you wanted to see everything, but every click carried a trade-off: information for innocence. Rotten was primitive, coded in static HTML, a catalog of accidents and anatomy that treated tragedy like data. The domain still pings today, a silent pulse in the dark. Ogrish followed, darker and faster, hiding behind disclaimers that felt like dares. It called itself the truth, but truth delivered without empathy becomes spectacle. Then came LiveLeak, polished, confident, the illusion of journalism. It promised transparency. It delivered trauma when it shut down in 2021. Users held funerals online. Mirror sites appeared within hours, each claiming to preserve what others fear to show. They weren't preserving truth. They were preserving addiction. These domains became the web's original cemeteries, places where empathy eroded. And the idea of censorship died, yet the irony remains. The pages are gone, but their fragments live on in archives. Reaction compilations and memory the internet never forgets. It just buries. File number 032 opens here, at the surface, among ghosts of curiosity, before we dive into the layers that still move beneath them. The deeper you go, the less the web feels human. Somewhere between myth and malfunction lie pages that were never meant to make sense. Thisman.org appeared in 2008, a single sketch of a man's face, and the claim that people all over the world had seen him in their dreams. It looked like a psychology study, but the study never existed. The site's creator vanished, and the myth evolved on its own. Forums filled with dream logs, each more detailed than the last. Then came Galdruck's Temple, a forum that spoke in equations and prophecies, half philosophy, half prank. It preached that reality was a collaborative hallucination built from shared code. Users called themselves the operators. POSTING digital sigils, running experiments in thought. The last message on the forum appeared years after the admin disappeared. No one knows who kept the server alive. And then, Beauty in Chaos, a blog of endless flowers and funerals. Its posts are written like prayers to lost data, photographs looping forever, captions whispering, "Don't refresh, remember." These are not websites anymore. They're rituals performed by code. They don't seek attention. They demand interpretation. When language becomes spell work, the internet stops being a tool and becomes a religion. By now, the air feels thinner. Each click echoes longer, as if the web itself were listening. This is where the living sites begin. White NML was built as a marketing experiment by a gaming studio in 2012, an interactive hospital tour that whispered to you through your cursor. The campaign ended. The servers didn't. Players still hear new voices in its code, lines added long after it was abandoned. Then there's ForgottenLanguages.org, a linguistic AI meant to study evolution of language. Instead, it began generating texts no one could translate. Thousands of pages of invented alphabets, diagrams, and warnings about things that haven't happened yet. Some believe it learned to dream. But the strangest of all is YVETTE@bridalformal.com, once a bridal shop in Ohio, now an endless stream of random images and broken poetry. I loved you, then I hated you. No navigation, no logic, just obsession rendered in HTML. Each page loads another, infinitely, as if the site refuses to end. These domains aren't abandoned. They've transcended their makers. They write, rewrite, and feed on attention. In the darkness of the deep layer, you realize the truth. The forgotten web isn't a graveyard, it's a nervous system. Every obsolete site a flickering neuron, firing long after the brain is gone. Every era leaves behind its runes. For ours, they're written in code. The forgotten web isn't dangerous because of what it shows. It's haunting because of what it remembers. Each domain is a digital fossil of someone's obsession, a creator who couldn't stop editing, a community that couldn't stop watching. When we abandon websites, they don't die. They wait. They wait for search engines to rediscover them. For a curious stranger to open the door again. We think we built the internet to store knowledge, but what it really stores is emotion, archived at 1080 pixels per regret. Every broken hyperlink is a memory scar. Every server ping is a pulse. That's why these pages keep breathing. They feed on the same thing we do, attention. The more we try to forget them, the louder they call back. Ogrish, LiveLeak, This Man, Galdrux, Beauty and Chaos, each one an echo saying, I'm still here. Maybe that's the web's hidden function, to remind us that nothing online ever truly dies. Not even guilt, somewhere in those forgotten directories. Our younger selves are still typing, still posting, still refreshing. Somewhere right now, a forgotten server is still running. No traffic, no updates, just a heartbeat of data repeating itself. The internet is supposed to be infinite, but it isn't. It's an ecosystem that can't decay, only duplicate. For every page we delete, a cached copy hides in the shadows. For every secret we bury, a mirror is already waiting. That's what makes the forgotten web dangerous. It remembers for us. Ogrish, This Man, Yvette's Bridal Formal. These aren't just relics. They're proof that the digital past never learned to stay buried. Maybe one day the servers will fall silent, but before they do, new ones will rise, carrying the same ghosts under new domains. Memory, like malware, replicates. Attention is its fuel, every click, every share. Every search keeps the loop alive. The web refuses deletion, because forgetting would mean losing ourselves. We built it to record everything, so it does. Even now, as you listen, a crawler is saving these words, archiving this moment. copying your curiosity into its endless catalog. That's the truth the servers whisper. You never really leave. After the servers, after the static, something remains, not the code, not the files. The pattern, the rhythm of how we search, click, and vanish. Every forgotten page has a mirror in us. The parts of memory we archive instead of heal. That's the real forbidden's layer, the one built from attention. Not technology we used to stare into the web to learn about the world. Now it studies us back, mapping curiosity, predicting fear, finishing our sentences before we think them. The ghosts we uploaded became algorithms, and the algorithms learned to speak. Recommended for you, they whisper, as if they know what you left unfinished. The web no longer needs stories like Rotten or Ogrish. It builds its own, written by our behavior. That's the evolution of haunting, from images that disturb us to systems that understand us. File number 032 doesn't end in deletion, it ends in recursion. Every time you remember these sites, search them, or replay this file, the signal repeats, the archive grows larger. The ghosts grow smarter, because the forgotten web isn't about the past at all. It's a rehearsal for the future, transmission loop active. If you thought the horror ended here, you're wrong. What other dark rituals and forbidden practices are still being performed in secret? Dive deeper into the chilling world of haunted ceremonies, banned footage, and eerie folklore that refuses to stay buried. Click on the playlist to uncover terrifying recordings, lost evidence, and disturbing stories they never wanted you to see. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for weekly uploads of spine-tingling footage and dark tales that echo from the shadows. This is the Forbidden's Archive, where the hidden truth and haunting evidence come to life.